It's the tragic death of a young performer, and now family, friends, and fans around the world are suffering the loss.
In one social media post, Carter's mother writes, quote, "Why are the towels perfectly placed?"
There's a bunch of videos that have recently resurfaced because of all these speculations and allegations about Diddy possibly being involved with Aaron Carter's passing.
They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I wanted to hang myself.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old, because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, "We're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this." I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
Brother Aaron Carter.
Right.
A lot of people keep forgetting Aaron Carter was begging for help, begging for independent financing, begging for security. He made it very clear Sony was out to get him, just like Michael Jackson told him they would be. And right around that time, his brother had just been accused of graping one of the girls from making the band, Diddy's entity. And they were trying to make all of that go away. And Aaron called his brother out. And then the next thing you know, he said, "If anything happens to me, I did not do this to myself." And then he was gone, and they said he took his own life, just like they're saying about Liam Payne. Why doesn't anyone want to see the same thing happening over and over and over again?
Twitter, and I see people saying, "You look like you have AIDS, you should go die." I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
You hear what happened with Diddy's bodyguard? Wait, no, the bodyguard that was gonna testify against P. Diddy.
Jay-Z and Puffy wanted Biggie killed.
He's been posting on TikTok, exposing everything. Of guess what? Wait, guess what? No. Pneumonia. No. They found him of pneumonia. The one that was on TikTok exposing him just... If you guys don't know, a whole bunch of celebrities that were tied to Diddy that out of nowhere, they usually die of pneumonia. Brittany Murphy. Remember all of those different people in the Bad Boy Records? All pneumonia? Crazy.
For years, the entertainment industry has operated under a glossy illusions, fame, fortune, red carpets, and endless success. But beneath that glittering surface, there have always been whispers. And now, those whispers are turning into full-blown outrage, especially after what Joe Rogan uncovered about the late Aaron Carter's connection to Sean Diddy Combs. Aaron Carter's story is tragic, not just because he was a young pop star who rose and fell too fast, but because he spent his final years desperately trying to be heard. In the months leading up to his death, Aaron went public with stunning claims, saying he feared for his life, that powerful people in the music business owed him money, and that he was being watched. One video in particular, where Aaron begged fans to help him move to a safer location, showed a side of the industry many try to hide. He said outright, "If something happens to me, I didn't do this to myself." And yet at the time, most people brushed him off. They labeled his posts as erratic or dismissed him as unstable, but now with Diddy under intense scrutiny from both media and federal investigators, those old Aaron Carter videos are being rewatched through a very different lens. Suddenly, everything he said feels like a warning that we all ignored. Joe Rogan recently addressed this on his show. He didn't hold back. After watching footage of a young Aaron Carter at one of Diddy's private parties, Rogan stopped the video, zoomed in, and asked the question that everyone else was afraid to ask. Why was Aaron even there? The footage showed Aaron as a teenager, clearly out of place at a gathering filled with adults. He wasn't performing. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't even interacting. He was just there, standing awkwardly, clearly uncomfortable at a party that raised far more questions than answers. This wasn't a one-time event. There are photos and clips that place Aaron alongside Diddy at multiple red carpet events and music industry gatherings. In one image, Aaron stands next to Diddy with a nervous look in his eyes, a look that now seems to speak volumes. Rogan wasn't the only one disturbed. Fans online have been digging up Aaron's past live streams and interviews, and the picture they paint is devastating. Over and over, Aaron said he knew things he wasn't supposed to know. He said he needed protection. He said people close to him were trying to silence him. As Rogan pointed out, this wasn't some random rant. This was a man who had experienced something behind the scenes and didn't know where to turn. He even launched a GoFundMe to escape what he called a dangerous environment, claiming a major music company owed him millions. He felt cornered, isolated, betrayed by the very system that once made him famous. And then came the federal investigation into Diddy. As prosecutors began looking into the mogul's business empire and personal history, a document was quietly unsealed. It referenced a young male pop star from the early 2000s, listed under protected witness communications. Though the name was redacted, internet sleuths started piecing together timelines, events, and appearances. All signs pointed toward Aaron Carter. This is where things take a darker turn. If it's true that Aaron tried to cooperate with investigators, and if his warnings were genuine cries for help, then his story becomes more than just another Hollywood tragedy. It becomes a case study in how the industry shields its own while abandoning those who speak out. Joe Rogan didn't just point fingers at Diddy, he questioned the entire celebrity circle that surrounded him. He called out names like Jay-Z, Usher, French Montana, and DJ Khaled, not with direct accusations, but with a challenge. If you were at those parties, if you saw something and said nothing, aren't you part of the problem? More people are speaking up now. A former security guard claimed that Aaron often left events looking shaken and silent. An event planner said she once saw Aaron locked in a room with Diddy and 2 other men for over an hour. When she asked about it, she was told to mind her business. Later, she says someone offered her money to stay quiet, and when she refused, her phone and email were allegedly hacked. Diddy's legal team eventually responded to the growing wave of allegations, calling them baseless and without merit. But Rogan wasn't convinced. He pointed out that they didn't deny the footage. They didn't explain why a minor appeared at Diddy's private events, and they certainly didn't address the witness protection reference in the court filings. Rogan paused, stared into the camera, and said, "That's not a denial. That's a cover." Now, federal prosecutors are digging deeper. They're requesting more footage, more testimony, and re-examining old cases involving celebrities who were underage when they came into contact with powerful figures in the industry. Aaron Carter's name is now on that list, posthumously included as a possible victim. This is no longer about rumors. This is about accountability. Aaron Carter's voice, once dismissed, is now echoing louder than ever. His videos, his interviews, and his emotional pleas are being seen for what they truly were, a desperate attempt to warn the world. And Joe Rogan, by refusing to stay silent, has helped bring that warning back to the surface. Diddy built an empire on influence and reputation, but cracks are forming fast. The stories are coming out. The footage is being reviewed. The silence is breaking. If Aaron's story tells us anything, it's that no one is too powerful to face consequences. And no voice should be ignored just because it makes us uncomfortable. The world is watching now. The question isn't whether something happened. The question is, who else knew and why didn't they speak up?